culture is important for our young people to feel identity and come in here, get a chance to develop skills, something that they're good at, that they can share the skills with someone else.
Carry on our traditions so they don't die out. Like all things, if everything isn't passed on, then that will diminish.
JC, come on and lead. Do it.
We lost in less than a generation. And if it's not passed on, if nobody's learning it, it will cease to exist. This is Culture Week. We do this annually, where we bring in the kids from the community.
Kind of bringing up these young kids with some knowledge of the culture. So that's why today's a big day.
It's nice when we come out here to like Culture Week because we'll get these few teenagers that are actually really interested in these events or tables.
Quite an honor, actually, to be asked to come.
In camp like this, I just help my kids who they are as people, Indian people.
We needed to make sure that it was being passed down to other people, to other tribal members.
And they're good tools to have because you know that they'll always be willing to come and help, and it's going to be passed on.
Be a cohesive community. You need that interaction.
We've come a long way from the old boarding school, which some of them was to kill the and save the man, forget about the culture and assimilate, you know. So I'm glad that didn't really happen, that we've had the grandparents got through the system and still maintained their language and culture and taught those of their kids.
When you're out in the world, you forget a lot.
I think it's important for building relationships with the students.
So when you're around here, you keep things going the way they should be, you know. Learn their heritage and where they come from.
The culture comes from the interaction between the student and the teacher. That's where the actual culture comes from.
Say, Chesmayam is good medicine for us to be here. It's kind of like one big family here, you know.
We hire as many instructors as possible in doing different arts, traditional arts. And then we also have the pit bake.
And everything in culture we do requires patience, whether it's beadwork, sewing, pit baking, smoking meat, everything that they learn about patience, taking their time to get it done right.
We want to show the kids that carry on their traditions and making bows and arrows.
A couple of different kinds of trees here. And the one I'm working on right now, they call it a yew tree. It was right around here locally there. It was well used by the Indians years ago. They're using the draw, knife, and everything else. It gets them self-centered. They pick out their own pieces of wood there. They look rough when they first start out, but then when it's at the finished product that make them feel proud of what they've done.
An arrowhead out of obsidian, gathered from Central Oregon. Everybody lights up when they say American arrowheads. American arrowheads! It's like, I know, that's how I feel. It's awesome. I can see it, I can feel it, I can hold it in my hand. I can go out and gather things, you know, myself, and then bring it home and make something beautiful. Culture Week is super important because it's passing down the stuff that they did, you know, their family members did for centuries.
Since time immemorial, we've always used plants to ale our elements. I'm creating, with my mother, Annette Pion, a curriculum for plants. We can find somebody in the community that really wants to know about plants, and we can nurture their growth. This is our squalopkin. We're actually going to pit bake it here at our Culture Week. We always do. So it's the black moss that you get off the tamarack tree. Our people use a lot of knowledge and science because it doesn't just grow. You have to get a stick to get it, and you have to twirl it and figure out how to get it down. And you have to take the tedious time to clean all of the sticks, the bugs, and then we put it underground and we bake it for 4 days at a time. And when you come out, it'll come out in a pudding form. Mine's a little bit liquidy right now, but it was like one of the biggest treats that our people ate. So it's really neat that the kids get to see it traditionally made at our pit bake. This is our squalitwet. It's our brown camas. Brown camas was one of our main food sources, but you have to cook it because with our puch puch, it's our white camas, you can get it and you can just eat it as a treat. But with brown camas, you have to cook it. So it'll also be being cooked in our pit bake. Growing up, I got to see these things. So being able to work with them now and then learning how to do the pit bake, it's been pretty great.
Things our people did generations ago for survival. There were no stores on time because people had to do those things, and they did those things. It was hard work, but when they got done, they felt good because it was their way of surviving. So self-esteem is something you just acquire by knowing culture. That in turn gets you pride in who you are as a Spokane member. You're proud of your parents, your grandparents. You honor them. They're up above looking down happy that see their little great children here being involved in learning these activities that are being taught in this camp this week.